Howdy. I'm Grey Pilgrim. Something I wanted to talk about first before I get into what I'm going to talk about is I did a video recently basically showing a gun that Odysee had remarked on in a much earlier video and saying, hey guy, you know, I think I've got one just like it. And he wanted to take a closer look. I was chatting with him on this thing called Discord. He's got what's called a Discord server. And he messaged me, and we were just chatting for a while. And anyway, he said, do you have any more, can you get some still pictures or more information on that Lafano pinfire of yours? And I said, well, I'm lousy at taking still pictures, but I can do what I can. So I brought it in here and did a short video on this GoPro. And in it, I showed Odysee what I had. Well, that video seems to have sparked quite a bit of interest. One, I've got a couple of hundred views on it, which for me is like almost viral. And for another, I got about 10 or 12 new subscribers. Thank you, guys. I'm up to, what, 957 now, I think. I don't know, it's just, bam, I got a whole bunch of new people. Well, one thing I did notice, though, I was checking the YouTube analytics, and it does the subscriber count, views, etc. for the last 28 days, or how, I mean, I'm not sure how it works, but I've been watching it, and no matter how many subscribers I get, it usually says less than the previous period. I'm looking at that. I didn't get any last month at all. And I got more this month. That's why I was checking. It always says one less. Well, I've been checking it all through the last 2 weeks, I guess. And every day I get another 1 or 2 new subscribers, which I find really heartening that people are paying attention to my drivel. But every time it comes up with a new one, I go, hey, look, well, now I've got 2 or 3 new guys. What are you going to say? It still says one less than this period last time or something like that. So I just checked it, and I know I've just got 10 or 15 new subscribers, and it says one less. It's just the same thing. It's like the algorithm is stuck on that. You cannot win. In YouTube land, you cannot win. Unless you're one of the God's given people, you're stuck. You're screwed. Anyway, now that I got that off my chest, I want to talk about something. Down here, see if I can get it just right, you will see the object of this last video that got me kind of notoriety. This is my Lafano. Well, the other two here are quite interesting. This is an Allen and Thurber pepper box. And by the look, I think it's about a 28 caliber. And this one is my Josiah Ells revolving, I don't know what you call it, revolver, side nipple revolver, also with a bar hammer. You know, this is a typical pepper box. A pepper box, the way it works is you can't really aim. There's no sighting system on this. It's basically a belly gun. You grab it like this and just squeeze that trigger. And we're talking about an almost 20-pound trigger. And it rotates the cylinder and drops it on the next nipple. And it's a brutal system. There's a couple of problems with these. One is that it's a smooth bore, therefore it's not very accurate. The second problem is they're prone to gang fires, so that this one will go off, and these two, all of them will just go off. The Colt does it much less, but the problem with a Colt is it's a cylinder and a single barrel, and therefore, if it goes off, it's not going to be such a problem with this one. Well, I think Josiah Ells saw this and based his gun, which, by the way, this stupid thing, okay, a little extra light to show off. It only has 2 markings on it. One of them says patented 1854 on this side of the bar hammer, and on this side it says Ells patent. And that's the entire totality of the markings on this thing. This one says Allen and Thurber, Worcester, Mass. And that's it. This one just says La Fano, Paris. And that's on the barrel. Now, what I wanted to show was to take this apart. What you would do is take this screw out and then spin the barrel around. I did it once. On an Ells, the screw is right here. And it's, oh, come on. And it's almost non-existent. It's such a small screw. And it's obviously been boogered with at least once. I'm scared to take that out. But I need to check and see whether or not these things screw in or if they're actually part of that cylinder. This is also a 28 caliber. But this is rifled in the barrel. If you check down that barrel, that is rifled. So it's like you took a pepper box, trimmed it short, and then added a barreled system to it. 624 of this model were made. Later on, Ells made something a little bit more like a Whitneyville. It's not a Colt and it's not a Remington. It's more like a Whitneyville in style. I don't know how many of those he made, but there was one sold on Rock Island. This kind has not sold, at least in the last 20 years. But I bought this at a gun show from an older fellow who was just divesting himself of his collection. And this is it's a beautiful pistol. I think it's just gorgeous myself. You know, all of these. And I just really wanted to show the similarity of this screw to this screw. This one, I have no idea how you take it apart. Interesting, I think at the height, a Colt 1849 was going for around 25 bucks. This one, which is a contemporary of it, went for like 5 bucks. So if you were a 49er going off to make your fortune on the gold fields, you'd probably buy one of these and not a Colt. And most of the guys there did. But Civil War, this showed up in a lot of Confederate hands because, well, they'd take anything they could get. Anyway, 28 caliber, 44 caliber, and 3 systems that are no longer used, but are, I think, really cool. Anyway, that's what I had. Happy trails.